So, very warm welcome to everyone. Today on Thoughts on Education, we have with us Dr. Nikita Alu, the principal of the Oxford College of Business Management. The Oxford College of Business Management, as we all know, is another wing for the Oxford Group of institutions here in Bangalore. To talk about Dr. Nikita, she has done her MBA in marketing from Kuvempu University and her MPhil and PhD in management. Her academic experience almost spans more than 13 years now, where she was the head of department at the Dayanand Sagar College for almost 12 years, and recently she has joined the Oxford College of Business Management. She also holds up 3 years of professional experience in industry. She has also presented various national and international level papers and authored books for the UG programs at Bangalore University. So we are really pleased today to have ma'am on the panel today. Very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Tejas.
Right, ma'am. So, ma'am, my first question to you would be that, since you were the head of department at Dayanand Sagar for almost, almost a good decade, right? And here also you have joined as a principal for, business management at Oxford. So these are some positions that, demand leadership, right? A lot of leadership qualities. So what is the leadership style for you, and what is the kind of leadership style you generally follow?
You asked me about leadership. It all depends on the situation and the type of people with whom I'm working. I strongly believe that leadership is no longer about position, but passion. It's no longer about image, but the impact you create in the surroundings. So I also would describe my leadership style as straightforward and leading by example. I do delegate tasks, but I also like to stay involved and inspire my team by showing that I'm hands-on too. So when you ask me about leadership, it reminds me about Robin Sharma's book on powerful tactics to lead without a title. The leader who had no title. So he says very nicely quoted in the book, leadership is less about the position you hold than the influence you have. It's about doing world-class work, playing at your peak, and leaving people better than you found them. So it's about leading without a title.
Right.
And no matter what position you have, leadership skills are valuable. So the truth is, during the span of your career, you will not always have the title. But if you learn and acquire few skills, will give your leadership career the jump start that you need.
Right.
Like some of the skills, like in the sense, like cultivate a great mindset by having a very good attitude is a great skill. So if you can show enthusiasm and positivity, no matter what your job is, people will notice, right? And also consistently being supportive to your team members, showing your inner leadership. Teamwork is also very much essential. So the people who are supportive, adding value, always looking to serve others, those are the leaders who are indispensable. So always I suggest that try to have the attitude of what can I do for you?
Right.
Then learn to be flexible. Let people know that they can count on you. To be the creative one. Give the credit where credit is due.
Right.
Right? How many times have you seen your colleagues or peers or even your boss taking the credit when the credit wasn't theirs or to be taken, right? The way to stand out is to stand together. I believe that. And to acknowledge others for their contribution and give credit where credit is due.
Sure.
So these are some things like I strongly believe. This is my philosophy of leadership and leadership style.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. That was a lovely answer. My next question to you would be that, ma'am, what is the kind of curriculum that is, followed at Oxford Business Management, though it is bound by university regulations, but what are some of the add-ons available for the students that can really, help them get the jump start at the Oxford College of Business Management?
Yes. At Oxford College of Business Management, we focus mainly on three core principles: education, research, and social participation. And we incorporate all these three principles into our commitment with students and other stakeholders. See, we have also introduced like a lot of add-on programs, augmentation programs, certification programs based on the requirement of the industry. And we have divided this certification program into three pillars. Individual first pillar is like about individual development plan, which mainly focuses on the personality development. The second pillar is on the industry development plan. So we mainly focus on the industry training. And the third is about the job specific training. So based on the interest, based on the specific interest and specialization of the students, we do offer like choice-based domain-specific certification program to the students.
Okay.
And from this academic year onwards, we have plans to introduce global certification to get that kind of global exposure to the students,
Right.
where our students will be taken to an international destination and they will be doing their certification program on different domain in one of the recognized foreign university, followed with industry visit.
Okay.
And these are some of the programs that we have planning to introduce also.
Okay. Sure. And ma'am, what do you think are your responsibilities, or rather your roles and responsibilities to the university and to the students of Oxford College of Business Management?
See, our main responsibility is to ensure that the learning experience is the best it can possibly be. Given the COVID-19 crisis, the institution should remain committed to the responsibilities in order to ensure that the health, safety, and well-being of our students and staff remain the top priority. Then quality of teaching and learning and the experiences of our students will not be compromised, definitely. And coming to the institution should provide an environment that supports students' intellectual, social, and personal development too. So it's our responsibility to communicate clearly the requirements of each program of study and provide teaching by appropriate delivery modes, for instance, in response to COVID-19 pandemic. Determine which part of academic programs will be online or on campus in response to program requirements, like prevailing even government guidance and ongoing health and safety assessments. This is what
Sure, ma'am. And ma'am, what do you think is the biggest strength for Oxford College of Business Management?
Our strength are our students in the institution. Apart from students, like good infrastructure, experienced faculty, well-planned academic courses,
Right.
fun-filled campus life, excellent placements, and a well-established placements cell is the highlight of the Oxford College of Business Management. So on an average, if you see, we host 50 to 60 companies from various domains on campus for recruiting our students.
Right.
And year on year, this number is going up. Along with this, we do provide internship opportunities in multiple companies for our students during their vacation.
Okay.
And mainly to bridge the gap between academics and the real corporate world, we do take various initiatives such as guest lectures from corporates and academia, then industrial visits, live projects. All these are all become a part of our curriculum from this academic year.
Okay. So, ma'am, my next question would be a little bit on the macro terms, where I want to understand that you definitely see a vision for the Oxford College of Business Management, right? And it's a long-term vision that you see. So, what are some of the things, or what are some of the priorities that you should have for the Oxford College of Business Management over, let's say, the next 10 years?
Okay. Next 10 years down the lane, I would see that I just want to highlight here, even the new education policy here. Like with the approval of the new education policy 2020 in July, India is all set to witness a much needed reformation in education. One that focuses on the essentials of learning in the present while preparing students for a future they get to shape. So, the current system that has often been criticized to be rigid and redundant, focusing more on content and results, will now pave way for new education policy that aims to encourage cognition and creativity.
Right.
So, with its multidisciplinary approach, students will have the opportunity to innovate and adapt, allowing them to swiftly move between different interests and fields, enabling constant upgradation of skills. So the definitely policy doesn't change just change education for students, but the board and facilitators too, thus restructuring the entire system to be more learner centered, based on the pillars of access, affordability, and accountability. So, keeping these transformations in mind that's going to take place, quality of the education should be enhanced. Faculties need to be empowered. We
Right.
in turn can empower, upgrade, and upskill. Also, I will add cross skill the students. Then, to establish research culture among the faculty members and students. So we have plans to set up incubation center in the college.
Okay.
Along with these things, then internship, placements, value added and augmentation programs are some of the priorities over the next 10 years.
Okay. Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, I would also want to understand that mostly on a general note, that what are some of the challenges that you see for today's higher education in India, and any challenge that you specifically see for Oxford College of Business Management as well?
Yes. We can expect a new model to emerge once COVID-19 has passed. The pandemic that has shattered economies around the world has also battered education systems in developing and developed countries. So COVID-19 has struck our education system like a lightning bolt and shaken it to its core. Just as the first industrial revolution forced today's system of education, we can expect a different kind of educational model to emerge from COVID-19. So going forward, blended learning will become the norm for a few months till things settle down and everyone feels confident and safe about returning to college. We will need to keep the online platform available. At present, we are doing both online as well as offline. So online education and examination cannot be an alternative. It must complement and supplement the traditional systems of education and learning. So other than these changes, the biggest challenges for higher education in general would be ranging from income and gender disparities in enrollment to poor quality of faculty and teaching, and even to a general lack of motivation and interest among students.
Right. So that's a very important point that you actually brought upon, wherein gender equality, inequality is still a major factor for a lot of students getting educated and not educated. Right. So that's
Yeah.
a big gap that is definitely there in the higher education. Thank you so much for that point, ma'am. Lastly, I would want your advice to the current youth of India and the aspiring students of India. What would be your advice to them?
My advice would be think big, start small, but begin now. Don't wait for the opportunity to come, because life has changed suddenly for the whole world when COVID-19 arrived, right? So we should, young generation should be ready to accept the change, because change is the only constant thing in this world. Whatever challenges we are facing in this competitive world, one thing we need to understand is to be firm with our goal in life. So keep working hard, because hard work always pays off. So my advice to the current youth and the aspiring youth would be have a positive attitude.
Right.
A very common saying, life is only 10% of what happens and the other 90% is how you react to it. So our lives are not determined by what happens to us, but how we react to what happens.
Right.
Not by what life brings to us, but the attitude we bring to life. Always have a dream with your open eyes, dream big. Our dreams must continue despite the pandemic or whatever challenges the younger generation is facing. Along with having a goal and a dream, most importantly, it's the emotions that you attach to your dream that will define the path and the journey. It's therefore critical that you love the dream, the course that you pursue, the subject you study, the class you attend.
Right.
Then definitely you will excel and succeed in whatever you are doing.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. That was a really lovely advice. So thank you so much, ma'am. That was all from our end. Thank you so much for giving your precious time to us and talking so much about Oxford Business Management, and also talking about the vision, the kind of vision that you see for Oxford as well. So thanks a lot, ma'am, once again for being on the panel today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for providing the Oxford College of Business Management an opportunity to showcase themselves to the real world. Thank you.